Sports in retrospect, a look back on the sporting scene in 1952. Big news, big crowds, a big year for thrills and excitement. A slow-motion study of a favorite striding to victory in the Kentucky Derby. His name, Hill Gail, the classic colt of Calumet Farms, ridden by an old hand at Derby triumphs, Eddie Arcaro, his fifth coming up. Man and beast romping into Turfdom's Hall of Fame in 1952. A year that saw 37 out of the 47 starters come a cropper in England's pulse-tingling steeplechase, the Grand National. 4.5 miles, 30 grueling obstacles, the road to glory but for one, disaster for most of the others. The favorite has fallen, and now 13 is a lucky number for a 10-year-old named Teal, second choice of the 250,000 racing fans. Big day at Aintree, England. Boxing, and a new heavyweight champ, Rocky Marciano of Brockton, Massachusetts. Felled in the first round by the aging Jersey Joe Walcott, the 28-year-old ex-GI came back strong. In a drama-packed 13th, a right-handed jaw crusher knocked Jersey Joe loose from his senses and his title. Exit Walcott, enter Rocky Marciano. One punch gained him the richest crown of boxing. A big year in baseball, and the big story in baseball, the Yankees and their winning ways. They did it again with young stars like Mickey Mantle at the plate and veterans like Allie Reynolds on the mound. The American League leaders kept a tight grip on their World Series crown by subduing the Brooklyn Dodgers 4-3. It was their fourth straight World Championship under the managerial genius of Casey Stengel. Will it be number 5 for old Case in 53? Time will tell. Football in 52, a year of upsets for some highly touted titans of the gridiron. But for Michigan State, sparked by Don McAuliffe and other top talent, it was a year of continued successes. Coach Biggie Munn's Spartans of Michigan State numbered the upset aces of Notre Dame among their many victims to run their unbeaten string to 24 and to wind up the season top team of the nation. The basketball scandals of 51 were all but forgotten by the end of the 52 season when the Cinderella team from Philadelphia, the LaSalle Explorers, captured the hearts of basketball fans in the National Invitation Tournament. The most underrated quintet of the 12 college teams entered. LaSalle took on the top-seeded teams and then took the play away from Dayton in the finals. A big upset and a big story of the year in basketball. Invitation to Jubilation in New York. Memorial Day at Indianapolis, the big day of the year for auto racing, and a big field out for fame and fortune in the 500-mile Speedway Classic on the famous brick track. When he started, the pace was telling, and some did not finish. Bill Vukovich was leading with only 8 laps to go when this happened. And then the checkered flag signaled the emergence of a new Speedway king, the youngest driver and the heftiest, Troy Ruttman of Linwood, California. Big baby of the 500 in 1952. The water ski wizards didn't let much grass grow under their bare feet during a busy year, and many a good turn deserved another. With a daring do that bordered upon nonchalance, the aquatic slatsters hurled themselves into the fray with vim and vigor. It was the year of the big spool lash and the year of new fame for Stanley Sayers of Seattle. In his slow-motion fourth, Sayers was clocked at 185 miles an hour on the downwind leg of his record-breaking run on Lake Washington. Sayers also won racing's coveted Gold Cup, established himself as top driver of the world. His feats lured England's famed John Cobb to his death. In his jet-powered Crusader, Cobb set out on Loch Ness in Scotland to better Sayers' mark. An attempt fated to end in tragedy. Cobb raced through the measured mile at over 200, and then as the horrified crowd, his wife among them, looked on, disaster. By the time rescuers reached him, Cobb was dead. Once every 4 years, the Olympics. Winter and summer of 52, the International Sports Festival produced more entries from more nations, more thrills, more records, and more harmony than any of its predecessors. German bobsledders rocketed to victory. Athletes from 30 nations vied for glory in the Winter Games at Oslo. Italy's Zino Colo took the downhill ski title, while the men's giant slalom crown went to Sten Eriksen of Norway. Andrea Meade Lawrence of Rutland, Vermont won 2 gold medals for the American team. Soaring bird-like through space, the poetry of fluid motion in the ski jump. New records and new thrills for the throngs who lined the slope. And win or lose, a picture of good sportsmanship in action. He lost his balance, he lost his skis, but he never lost his sense of humor. Big story of the Summer Olympics was the participation of Russian teams. The boys who did and died for Uncle Joe brought, along with a temporary smile of good fellowship, their own scoring system. We won, they told the home folks. Everybody else knew who won, but everybody else was busy applauding performers like Emil Zatopek of Czechoslovakia, winner of 3 events in distant racing. Zatopek's unprecedented triple victory was one of the highlights of the games that saw Uncle Sam's star-spangled athletes achieve their greatest Olympic triumph ever at Helsinki. Another standout thriller was the 100-meter dash, so close the camera had to pick the winner, Lindy Remigino of New York. Moment of glory for winners, where masked flags on the Olympic torch were backdrops for the final act of sport's greatest drama in a great year for sports. Sellout throng of 66,000 at Miami sees Alabama get going against Syracuse in the Orange Bowl, and they never let up. Hobson heaves it into the end zone to Luna, and one of the most sensational scoring shows in bowl history is underway. The Orangemen from New York did manage to score a touchdown, just one, but then the roof fell in on them. The Crimson Tide of Alabama is on the flood this New Year's Day, won by the highest score of any bowl game. Watch this catch by Corky Tharp, and Corky keeps his feet to score another 6 for the Bama Bruisers. Halftime gave the boys from Syracuse a respite, but it wasn't long before the tide was rising again. A Syracuse 4th down kick starts the fireworks. A bit of razzle-dazzle. Bob Conway to Cecil Ingram, and away. Ingram reels off 40 yards in all before the Northerners finally managed to bring him down. On a pinch-out, Luna set sail, and the New Year's United football thrill a 61-6 victory over Syracuse. Yes, sir, it was a big day for Alabama in the Orange Bowl.